to another episode with Bill Calhoun, My Body and Social. Today, we are going to be coached by our big brother Bill Calhoun on some practical meditation techniques to stop remuneration and to retrain our minds to look forward. Hey, welcome, Bill. Yeah, really good to see you
Hi.
today. Hey, how are you doing?
Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. And
Yeah.
I'm really excited about this one with this remuneration in terms of getting people out of their past
I am very
sickness.
excited myself. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So, what do you have for us today? How are we going to start practically with what should we prepare in the first place? Is there any quick preparation before someone needs to be in the meditation state, like clothings, like environment wise? Yeah, is there any quick tips?
Well, that's really interesting. Now, here's the thing that I think is best for most people, Jane, is not to make it so complicated. Because if we make it too complicated, which is what a lot of the books, a lot of the ashrams, a lot of the Buddhist teachings do, is they make it very, very involved. Now, there's nothing wrong with that because if you're a monk, for example, that's all you have to do with your life. Is to do prayer and meditation. So that is their way of life. However, meditation is actually quite simple. And the reason why I want to keep it simple is so that people keep showing up. They keep doing it. And so they don't think, oh, okay, I've got to get this type of clothing on. I've got to make sure that the room is this quiet. I've got to make sure
Right.
that
Too
I have
much
my
mind.
incense going. Yeah, it's just too much stuff going on. The best way for people to actually, what I call is mindfulness. Okay?
Mindfulness?
Now, mindfulness and meditation, they're pretty much the same thing, but here's the thing: you can do mindfulness, mindfulness breathing and mindfulness focus any place. You can do it on a subway. You can do it on in the bus. You can do it in the middle of a conference hall if other people are involved and you're not involved, right? And the thing to think about is, how does one do that?
Okay.
First of all, now, if you're only doing it on your own, don't complicate it. You don't have to have specific settings. What I choose to do with individuals who want to take it after my sessions with them is I tell them, just think about your breath. That means that all you want to do is either open or close your eyes. And I suggest that people, when they're first starting off, is to close their eyes. They close their eyes and they just try to find their breath. So
Okay.
basically, they're breathing in and breathing out.
Find the
And
breath.
breathing in. Yes, just listen to their breath. Now, here's what's going to happen. During this time, a lot of people are going to have all kinds of stuff going into their head, right? Thoughts about yesterday, thoughts about what they need to do.
Yes.
And what some people make a mistake of doing is trying to push that out of their brain. No, mindfulness is about allowing it to come into your brain. Now, that's why we're going to get to
Very excited.
doing the cud, right? Basically, you're going to let these thoughts come in and we're going to let them dissolve on their own, because the act of forcing something away is a stressful situation, you see? And so it's it works against what you're trying to do. Now, here's what happens. They will come, but it's just like you're sitting in the street and you're watching traffic go by. That's what you're going to do with these thoughts. You're just going to observe them. You're not going to get out in the middle of it. You're not going to try to shout and say stop. You're just going to observe them. And then you keep your focus on your breathing, little by little, as time goes on. And as you get better at this, your thoughts of your breathing will overcome the extraneous thoughts that are coming into your mind. So little by
Wow.
little, you'll have less of this interference. You see? That's what we're trying to get at. By
Right,
just
right.
going back. So anytime that these things come into your brain, like, okay, what am I going to cook tomorrow? Okay, I got to get the kids off to school. What are they going to wear? All that kind of nonsense. Okay,
Oh no.
am I going to get a raise? Am I going to get a new job? Oh,
Yeah.
I hate my boyfriend. I hate my girlfriend. Okay, whatever the case may be, just let them come in and just view it and let it pass. Because what are we focusing on? Our breathing.
Oh, breathing.
And that's the best way for mindfulness.
Okay.
Okay. And so,
Focus on
Jane,
our
I
breathing.
just wanted to tell people that, but I thought, if you want,
Yes.
I thought we could actually take people through a mindfulness, what I call my clinical hypnosis mindfulness session, whereby they'll be able to experience that. And what I've done is I've actually written a script just for rumination in
That's
terms of getting rid of the past.
excellent.
What do you think?
Totally goes with our topic for today. Yeah.
Yep, 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 absolutely.
So I know you also have us prepared a audio tip that includes a very lovely and soothing track that we can listen to while we are being guided by you to get this meditation process going. So it has been prepared on the site for us already. So do let me know when I can begin.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, Jane, the reason why you and I, we created this audio and this visual track is for two reasons. First of all, we're doing it for the first time. Even advanced people will sometimes use that because it helps a person get into that mode. This is how I do my sessions actually. When a person goes out on their own, I have them focus on their breathing. For this time, I'm actually going to take people through the process so that they don't have to think about anything. And the audio track, it's subliminal. That means that it's in your subconscious. And I'm actually going to be talking to people's subconscious. The conscious, which is up to the front of our brain, is what we do daily. In other words, it's sort of like, okay, where am I going to go? What am I going to eat? What am I going to wear? The subconscious are things like those in-depth feelings of before, and all of a sudden they creep up, right?
Thoughts behind our head.
Yes, correct. And so what we're going to do is we're going to be talking to that. That's what the music will do, is it'll actually help us, calm those thoughts. Now, the reason why we have the visuals is because
I have angry thoughts from the past right now. Yeah. Okay. Please go ahead. Yeah.
So we're gonna get to it because you'll be listening to me. Your subconscious will be listening to me, and we'll just see how people feel at the end of it. Now, the visuals are for those people who don't want to close their eyes. They can just open their eyes and look at the visuals, because what you and I have done, we prepared these visuals so that people can calmly just go through it if they have their eyes open, or if sometimes they open their eyes, so they can just focus on that as well.
Yes.
All they have to do is find a comfortable place whereby either they're seated or they're lying down, and we're just going to go for it.
Lying down would do the trick too. As long as we are able to be very aware of our breathing.
Yes.
Okay.
And Jane, what I'd like people to do at the end of this, I'd like people to actually, give feedback and ask questions as to, hey, Bill and Jane, I mean, are we doing this correctly? Do we need to do this? Because sometimes in the beginning, it may be a little bit confusing. As simple as it is, we want to go ahead and help people through this. So they're free to go ahead and ask questions about how they can do it best, and proper if they're having, challenges and whatnot.
Yes. So guys, you hear Big Brother Bill already. So if you guys have any questions at all on how you can actually practice these meditation techniques on your own, with the guide of this video, and you have any questions, please feel free to drop down your questions under the comment section below right now. Okay, guys. Big Brother Bill, look forward to it. Yeah, me too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Jane, just one more thing. As we've mentioned, what I've done is I've created a script. So what I do is I create scripts specifically for clients. This one is for rumination because it's with our session. And so what does that mean? That means that not every script is generic for everyone. And in my sessions, that's what I do. I ask a lot of questions, I get a lot of feedback, and I develop it for the client. And so it's basically a one-on-one situation. So what we're giving today is a generic script for about anyone. But when we go into sessions, it's a one-on-one specificity in terms of that.
That's really good to know. So if anybody is keen to go on a one-on-one private session with Big Brother Bill Calhoun, please just be mindful about this, that a customized script will be created for you, generically, just for you. Yeah, no one else.
Based on their challenge, yes. Exactly.
That's awesome. Okay, right. Big Brother Bill, please take it away. Let me know when you want me to play the audio tape, and yeah.
Great. So Jane, what we can do is, let me just move a little bit closer to the mic.
Okay.
So I can get down and deep.
Oh, and yeah. That sounds really good, by the way.
And so I'm going to be reading from the script that I created for us today.
Yes.
And you can just start the music and the video when you're ready, Jane. And once that comes on, I'll start reading the script.
All right.
right. Now, in this first session, I'm going to guide you through a process of relaxation. What I'd like you to do is simply make yourself as comfortable as you can. And it's okay to adjust your comfort at any time. I'm going to give you some suggestions in regards to relaxation that I believe can help you to experience total serenity and total peace. I'm going to ask you to start by simply making yourself comfortable and closing your eyes. If you notice any spots in your body that you are carrying the tension of the day, make the decision to let go of that tension now. You want to allow all the muscles in your body to become more relaxed. Notice that your breathing has become a little bit slower already, and that is a good thing. Now, take a deep breath, breathe in, and breathe out, exhaling. Deep, slow breaths help bring us to a point of hypnosis and trance easily. Breathe in and breathe out. Very good. As you relax and as you find a comfortable spot, imagine the muscles at the top of your head, the muscles in your brow, the muscles along your eyes and cheeks, the muscles in your lips, and simply let go of any tension in the muscles of your face or in the top of your head. You allow your body to experience a state of relaxation physically. And it's okay to let the mind wander and think of anything that brings you pleasant thoughts. Continuing now and relaxing the muscles in your body along in the arms and in your upper back. Allow the tension to simply begin to disappear. In fact, it's as if you can feel tension or stress from the muscles in your upper back and in your shoulders and in your arms begin to move to your forearm and through the hands and out of the fingertips. In your mind, you can picture all of the stress of the day leaving your body as you relax. Pay attention to the muscles in your chest and stomach and in your lower back. If any of these muscles are tense, simply let go of that tension. Your muscles become limp and loose, like a big pile of rubber bands. You experience serenity and peace. This brings you into an even deeper state of relaxation. As your body becomes relaxed, your mind becomes more relaxed as well. Our legs do a lot of work for us. Sometimes the tension of the day can be stored in the muscles along the hip, or the buttocks, or in your upper leg. If you notice any tension in these places, let that tension simply flow from the top of your leg, through your calves, and through the muscles of the feet and ankles, and out of your toes. In this state of relaxation, we can experience tranquility and peace. If you need to swallow, that's okay. If you adjust for comfort, that's okay as well. Now, from your head to your toes, you have allowed yourself to become completely and totally relaxed. Your mind also has the capacity to relax. These are skills that you will be able to apply in problem solving in a number of areas in your life. This feeling of relaxation is exactly what hypnosis is. Perhaps you feel like you could open your eyes if you wanted to, but relaxation feels so good that you simply continue to choose to keep them closed. Enjoy this experience for a moment as you listen to the music, as you allow your entire body to become limp and loose and feel relaxed. This time will become meaningful to you. It becomes meaningful because you have acquired a new skill. The skill of taking physical control over your own body and emotions. You are now in a very deep state of relaxation, and your subconscious mind is open and receptive to the suggestions that you are about to hear. You are listening to me today because there are certain memories from the past you would rather forget, and yet, for some reason, they keep resurfacing in your mind and have been making you feel uncomfortable. Most people have negative memories of some sort, and when we are told to just forget it, we wish that it was as easy and simple as that. We tend to turn things over and over in our mind, thinking of the consequences that could have been, or perhaps worrying in a case we made a fool of ourselves or something equally embarrassing or stressful. Now, this is a normal human trait amongst people who are sensitive. However, as I'm sure you already know, beating yourself up about what may or may not have happened is not going to change anything at all. Now, what you can change, however, is the way that you feel about those memories. And in hypnosis, you can discover the power within yourself to change your emotions, thoughts, and behavior in a healthier, more positive way. You see, since you were born, you have traveled many paths in your life. Your journeys include all the experiences that you've lived through, and those negative memories are just a very small part of the whole picture. When you made mistakes, as everyone does at times, those mistakes helped you to learn and showed you that you could do things differently next time. If a small child burns their hand on a flame, then they soon learn to keep those little fingers away. If they are told off at school for doing something considered to be naughty, then they eventually learn not to do it again. These are often valuable lessons that life has to offer. I'm sure that your negative memories can also teach you something of value, which is why you are not going to completely forget about them. No, instead, you will pack them away and retain anything that your subconscious mind feels of value. And you are about to embark on another journey in your life, a voyage of discovery, an exciting journey to yet untold future where good things can happen and those negative memories won't bother you anymore. So, I'd like you to imagine that you have been given a ticket for a long sea voyage, and the departure date is drawing near, and it is time to pack your luggage and leave. As this is such a long voyage, you have found a trunk into which you're going to pack all of those memories you have. You've been carrying them around with you for so long that at the moment it may seem difficult to let go of them. So let us go through each one and pack them neatly into the trunk. Open the large, heavy lid of the trunk. Go ahead. Good. Now, only you know what those negative memories are. You may have mentioned them to others, but no one else except you can really appreciate how they make you feel. So we will go through them one at a time. If you have any negative memories about any relationships in your life, either a present or past relationship, fold it up and pack it into the trunk. If you have any negative memories relating to work or school or college, fold them up and place them neatly inside the trunk. If any of those negative memories are concerned with finances or business, fold them up and pack them into the trunk as well. Family issues, unfortunate words or actions, misfortunes, accidents, or feelings of betrayal can represent memories we'd rather forget. If any of these have been playing on your mind, then fold them up. Place them neatly into the trunk. If there are situations to do with work, friends, or anything else that you'd rather let go of them, fold them up and place them in the trunk, ready for the long, distant voyage. Good. And now you have finished with those memories, so close the lid of your trunk and lock it securely. A taxi is waiting to take you to the seaport where your boat is leaving. The driver loads your trunk into the boot of the car and you settle yourself comfortably in the passenger seat. Imagine yourself on the journey as your mind wanders. You don't even really know where you're going. All that you know is that it will be a very, very long voyage. You don't even recall where your ticket came from. Somebody gave it to you. But who? You are already beginning to remember how to forget. You see, forgetting comes easy when there is no need to remember, just as you probably forgot the position of your hands a moment ago, until I mentioned it now. You can also forget about all those negative memories that are stored away in that old trunk. Even as a passenger, you can forget certain landmarks that you passed just a few moments ago. And your journey continues, as it will, through the rest of your life. Who really knows what tomorrow will bring? Life has a wonderful way of surprising us. Certain things happen which at the time don't seem significant to us. And yet later, if we reflect, we can say, ah, yes, that's when it all started. As your journey progresses, just allow your mind to go wherever it will. And when you next hear my voice, you will be completely ready for the next stage of your life. You have arrived at the quayside, and the taxi driver is helping you load your trunk onto the boat. Now, leaving your trunk on the boat, you return to the quayside. The sound of the horn fills the air, and the boat is ready to depart, taking with it the trunk and all those unwanted, negative memories. And as the anchor is raised, you watch as the boat sails away slowly, and you feel overwhelmed by an immense feeling of freedom and relief. You experience a wonderful sensation of exhilaration and freedom, and a release from all of those negative memories. A short while later, you find yourself back in the passenger seat of the taxi, journeying home and reflecting on what has just happened. You recall that you had forgotten to put a return address on the trunk, and nothing inside of it can ever identify itself with you again. And as you watch the boat sail off with your trunk, all of those unwanted memories locked away in the trunk went with it. You recall how the moment the boat set sail, you felt this wonderful sense of freedom, a release from whatever it was that happened in the past that had been bothering you. You really enjoy these and as you recall those memories sail, these positive feelings grow stronger and stronger. You are totally detached from the emotions connected to those unwanted memories. You have retained any valuable lessons that needed to be learned, and whatever happens to your trunk and its contents doesn't matter anymore. It could be thrown overboard to sink in the depths of the deep blue sea for all you care. The only thing that matters to you is that you are free from the effects of those negative memories. They are gone, and so are any unwanted feelings connected with them. And the further away your trunk sails, the happier and safer and more comfortable you feel. Those negative memories are gone forever. You are free to continue your journey through life in a more positive, happier frame of mind. As the taxi driver drops you off at your home, you realize that you have far more important things to do with your life than worrying about those silly little things that used to concern you. You begin to really enjoy your life, making the most of each moment that you have with the people you love, doing the things you enjoy, in a positive, healthy frame of life. And if at any time in the future you should have any other negative memories, then you simply relax your body and mind and imagine yourself stacking those memories into a suitcase or a trunk and take them away. Your life is for living and enjoying, and you love living and enjoying, doing good things with the people that you care about most. And these suggestions are firmly embedded in your subconscious mind and grow stronger day by day. to count the numbers from 1 to 5. And at the count of 5, you will be wide awake, feeling already wonderfully refreshed and invigorated, and ready to allow these suggestions to work for you. 1, 2, 3, coming slowly back. 4, eyelids beginning to flutter. And 5, eyes open, wide awake, mind and body returning to normal.
Woo! Oh my gosh, I feel like I should add in the clap SFX. Yeah. You know what? I think I could. On the floor. There we go. Woo!
How did you feel, Jane, at the end of it? Just share your thoughts. Now look, it's okay, because some people, here again, we don't want to get to the point of where we go, how should I feel? I need to feel a certain way. No. If you felt nothing, that's fine. If you felt a little bit, that's fine. If you felt a lot, that's fine too. It doesn't matter. The thing is just to get in touch with what your senses were.
I think your script works amazingly for me personally, because I feel like I am the character in your script. And at the same time, not to try to overpraise that your script is good, it's just coincidentally, I feel like I do need this boat and this break. You know, packing my old shit that is making me feel bad away, lock it away, and have a ship or a train to send it away. You know, and when you're reading the script, I literally can see myself in the taxi, standing by the pier, watching the boat leave, and feeling happier. I can literally see myself happier. Yeah, it's so peaceful. I'm not gonna lie, to be realistic, this is not gonna be like one time thing. I feel like this is gonna be a process, right? Meditation is a process, and it's how we need to keep reminding ourselves that this is how we train, creating new brain waves. I feel creating new neuron tracks in our brain, so that we can be happy again. You know, because you're creating this new story in our head, like your script. That's how I feel about it. Yeah, this meditation is basically creating new brain waves in our head to make us feel lighter, and I do feel that way. I do feel that way. Yeah.
You're absolutely right, Jane, because as you mentioned, creating new waves or new thoughts, new experiences, because we have so much already in our subconscious mind that's embedded. The only way to change is not to get rid of those, because they just go further back into cabinets in our subconscious. That's what makes us human. But what we do is we create new thoughts, new positive thoughts. So we're not actually getting rid of, even though when I talk about that journey, it's actually telling your subconscious to allow this to travel back in the recesses of your mind, and then to fill it with those new, fresh memories. And as you so rightfully pointed out, it is a progress. It is not something that happens like that, just like anything else.
Yeah. It is so wonderful though, you have no idea. Yeah. So, okay, for an average person, just one final question, if it's okay. For an average person, maybe for my case, how many sessions do you think it will require me to, let's say, get over my last very bad breakup? Okay, maybe the one that is like maybe from a year ago. Yeah.
It's a great question. It's a question that everyone will have on their mind. And I'm not trying to avoid the question, but it all depends on the person. It depends on how embedded the thought is, how challenging the experience was, what actions happened. Was it physicalized? Was it just something that was verbal? Do you see? So it all depends. However, here's the thing. When a person has the will and the desire to change, they change much faster than a person who is, I'm not quite certain. And some things can happen like that. For example, in my sessions, I have people who are doing tobacco cessation. I have people who have the fear of flying, phobias. These things will take maybe 3 to 4 sessions to release, because a phobia is a momentary, kind of like a switch, you see? When it comes to tobacco cessation, that's pretty much putting it down and letting it go. However, regressed memories, there's many layers. So in other words, if something happened, was there something else that happened? Was there something that was layered on top of it? And so what we do is we chip away at each layer, and it depends on how many layers have created themselves on a
Right.
person as to how fast they will.
So
they
it's
will
really there's
resolve
no
themselves.
definite answer. It's really depend on when how many layers you have to chip off, right? So it's
It depends on,
undetermined.
yeah, and it depends on the person. Everyone is different. However, so that people don't think, oh my gosh, I'm going to be doing this. That's not it. I would say that within a month's time, and that means like maybe a few sessions, and then consistently doing it on their own as per the scripts that I give to individuals. If they're at it, then in a month's time, they will have, they will have reached a level whereby they're very, very happy. Now, the thoughts will still come back from time to time, but they won't be as prevalent, and people will be much, much happier. But it also requires that a person does their homework as well.
Okay. So do you have any final thoughts yourself that you want to speak to our audience or your potential clients who might be taking up these one-to-one sessions with you, regards to meditation or even private one-to-one life coaching for today?
Any thoughts?
Yep.
I'm not gonna do a marketing pitch here, but in
No
terms
problem.
of thoughts, I'm gonna make a general recommendation for people. No matter who you get, no matter what book you read, no matter which audio you listen to, understand that there is a specific message that needs to be created for you. Most of the things that you read, most of the things that you hear, most of the guruism that you watch is for the general population. It does not necessarily mean that your particular challenge will be capped. Do you know why? Because the therapist or the practitioner, the mentor, the coach, they must ask you a series of questions so that they can get a roadmap about who you are. And then they go back to develop based on you. So you see, if it's not working and you're reading all the self-help books, well, people don't read books anymore. They look at it digitally, okay?
Yes.
But if you're looking at all kinds of ebooks and
Or even
and
YouTube
iBooks and whatnot,
videos.
right, there you go. And you find that it's still not working, it's not because there's anything wrong with you. It's because you're leaving out one really important factor, and that is to actually be able to convey what's happening to you. And you can't do that to a YouTube video. You
Right.
can't do that to a book. You have to get to a point where you can convey and someone can go, "Oh, okay." And they write it down, and then what they do is they create a formula for fixing your situation.
That is a very, very good heads up for anyone who is truly wanting to seek healing to some of your past pain and your hurt that
Yeah.
might derive from some hurtful memories. Bill, today has been such an awesome recording. You have no idea. I sincerely hope that those of you who have witnessed this live meditation session with yours truly and our big brother Bill Calhoun, please feel free to drop your comments under the session below if you have any questions or any feedback, and see if there is anything that resonates with you. Okay, guys. Bill, thank you so much for today's recording. You are so amazing. Thank you so much.
Very welcome, Jane.
I will
All right.
see you on the next week's show. All right, guys?
We'll see you next week.
Right,
All
see you.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.